Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is JT with Legacy Art Games. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is JT with Legacy Art Games. And I forgot to mute my own stream. I might take some time away, but some things never change. As I was saying, this is JT with Legacy Art Games, and well, after a little hiatus there, we are back making videos to support the disabled and chronically ill gamer community, and to entertain just about anybody else who happens through along the way. We've got a pretty diverse audience now, I'm happy to say, and we are about to cross our 3,000th subscriber. So that throws my mind for a loop. So yeah, that's something. Anyway, some things to say before we move on to a few minutes of the Outer Wilds, and it will only be a few because it's very late and I am on my medications that make me fall asleep, so I'd rather not fall asleep during another stream. That was a little embarrassing. I'll never live that one down. So, important thing number one, I've talked a lot about bringing virtual tabletop gaming to the channel. And that means, for example, Dungeons and Dragons, that kind of game. It's very popular now to play virtually over the internet using programs such as Fantasy Grounds, which I note very kindly contributed some materials to Legacy Art Games in order to enable my interest in bringing tabletop gaming to our channel as a kind of, just a fresh alternative to PC gaming. Anyway, that's going pretty well. We have some players lined up, we have some GMs lined up, and you're probably going to start seeing me adventuring away before long, live streaming it. It'll either be between 1 and 6 p.m. or 8 to midnight, and that is Eastern Standard Time. The other thing is, just really quickly, I would like to say thank you to Thunder Lotus for contributing the game Spiritfarer. And Spiritfarer is one that I have been really interested in for the channel for a while, because it's a very peaceful, laid back, no violence game, which some of our viewers need in general, and a lot of people out there who might be watching right now, well, they might just appreciate that calm as well. Thunder Lotus was very kind in sending me a review key for the game, as well as some goodies, a little player guide, some maps of the game, which I will not be using too extensively because I don't want to spoil myself. But it's a game that I debated a lot about putting on the channel because most of the game is about managing. You're basically ferrying the spirits of the dead all over to the great beyond, but along the way you have to take their representations, they're sort of nondescript figures until they board the ship, and then they look very unique as appropriate to their character. But as I was saying, you kind of have to take care of them along the way to the afterlife. You have to feed them. You have to build them homes. You have to take care of their needs. There's all kinds of things to do in the game, but um, and this is a big one. But it is ultimately a game about death, and not death in a gruesome sense. There is absolutely no fighting in that game, but it's death in that uh, the spirits are or were, real people at one point in time. Um, well, I say real people but I mean in the fantasy sense, and um, you get to know these characters, and over time, as you develop your relationship with them, and um, you level them up, so to speak. Well, you might get attached to them, get to know them, get to really like them, and then eventually your goal comes around where, well, you've got to bring this person to the great beyond. It's your job. And I thought that, well, man, most of the game is perfect for this channel. It's exactly what we need. But is it too much to have a game which heavily features death, um, even in a positive context? So many people come here to escape issues of health and even potentially of death. And even though Spiritfarer treats it very respectfully and in a very heartfelt, positive context, I don't want to harsh anyone's vibe, you know, ruin your enjoyment of the channel by doing that. So leave me a little comment in the video here telling me what you think about seeing Spiritfarer. It has excellent reviews, absolutely excellent. And I have every confidence it is a superb game. I'm very thankful to Thunder Lotus for supplying us with the copy. I just don't want to drag anybody down if you come here for relaxation and to get away from depressing things in the world, well, as we have plenty of at the moment. So with that said, I've been burning enough time. We are just going to do a little mini-sode tonight of the Outer Wilds to get back into things, and then starting tomorrow I will begin recording longer episodes again, and maybe some new stuff or continuing some older stuff. Just bear with me 1 second. Okay, so getting to the Outer Wilds. Where did we leave off? Well, as I recall, when we left off, we had just finished our last bit of exploring, or well, we almost finished, not entirely, but almost finished our exploration of Giant's Deep, and through that we learned a great deal. Well, we learned that there are multiple memory statues, and these statues apparently grant whoever they look at the ability to perceive the fact that this star system, at the very least, is in a time loop. And they remember, each time that they die or each time that the loop resets. Oh, it's time to wake up. And while we were there, we learned from a fellow astronaut that, well, amusingly, we learned that he gets through this by meditating, and he says, it's great. It makes it totally tolerable and painless, and so we now have a meditate option, which is basically our reset button if we don't feel like waiting around for the time loop. We just sort of close our eyes and meditate, and then we're back here. But more interestingly, on Giant's Deep and in orbit of Giant's Deep, we found, well, some artifacts of another time. Sorry, I'm just trying to make sure I get where I want to go here. There we are. But yes, most interestingly, we found information relating to what the Nomai were doing about the Eye of the Universe. We still don't quite know what this is, except that it emits some sort of unique signal, which apparently very much fascinated the Nomai. And they also have some sort of image of what it looks like, or kind of image. Wait, what is this? Oh, right, okay. All right, there we go. I was going to say, through the information we gain between Giant's Deep and the Nomai satellite, we learned that there is some interesting stuff that's gone on here at Ashen Twin. And that's why we're here now, wandering around this big ball of, dust, looking for information. And yes, there is something very colorful and interesting looking over there, but I have yet to find a way over to it. So running around here, looking a bit at the dustier side of the planet. And I'm remembering what we did last time. Oh, right. This is the pillar to nowhere. It's not really to nowhere, but, well, for us it is. Because it only goes up. Otherwise we could see the mysteries of this planet. I kind of wondered if maybe there was a little reordering I could do of these power generators, I suppose you would call them, to maybe reverse the teleportation field, carry us down into the planet. But I'm thinking no. I'm thinking we want to get over there. And notably, that planet is indeed grabbing up dust from Ashen Twin and drawing it in for some unknown purposes yet. It's very interesting. And by the way, if I sounded all slow or slurred, well, unfortunately, like I said, sleep meds plus, well, they dry my mouth out, so yeah, it happens. Oh, whoa, whoa. Oh. I didn't see you there, Cactus. Now, what do we hear? This is a Nomai ruin, I think. Oh, only 3 minutes oxygen remaining. Oh, we got a scroll over there. I can see that now. Whoa, 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 whoa. Not without my scroll, I don't. Uh-oh. Ah. Uh-oh. Oof. Oh, man. Oh. Just a 15-minute playthrough and already death level 1. Oh, and yes, we did also learn what that little explosion and that streak of light there is whenever we revive or start a new cycle in the time loop. That is the Nomai satellite over Giant's Deep, firing the probe that's supposed to find the eye of the universe. So apparently, or at least theoretically, from my point of view, something happened in the moment that they fired that probe, which tied us into this time loop. It just seems a little too coincidental that every time you start the time loop, it's at the exact moment that they fire that probe. And I don't know what the Eye of the Universe is, but their idea of what it might look like, or it might be more than an idea, I don't know, but it looked pretty evil to me, freaky, so personally I would not be wanting to go there, but hey, we gotta get out of this time loop, right? Only Gabbro and I are in it. And while he's relaxing over there in Giant's Deep, I gotta go over to this crazy planet. Whoa, whoa. Don't fly into the sun. Oh, autopilot, come on. Okay. It is surprisingly easy to forget to put on your spacesuit. And, well, very shortly after you leave the ship, anywhere other than certain oxygenated locations, well, you'll regret that you didn't put it on, put it that way. So, yeah, first things first, put on your spacesuit. Okay, let's see if we can get over here without being fried this time. And we'll go to the Ember Twin here. See what we can see. Although there is that. Oh, oof. So you see, there was that scroll over on Ashen Twin. Which we did not get to check out because we got hoovered up by the other planet here. Ooh, yeah, I don't want to land there. We're a bit too close to the edge. But I was interested in the fact there were plants there. That looks better. Sorry about the alarm, guys. It's telling me to go to bed, and I will shortly because well, I've got things to do tomorrow, but The symbol of Ash Twin. I seem to recall something about the location of the shrine needing to be at a certain place. Can't recall where the configuration of the shrine. Melori. This planet is sometimes, and only sometimes, or rather this planet sometimes and only sometimes has a moon. This is also note. It disappears if no one's watching it. Isn't that a fascinating orbital characteristic? This is my first time encountering a natural satellite with the ability to vanish when not being watched. We should study it, or even better, we should travel there. I agree. The first step would be determining a method to track this phantom moon so that we can always know where it is. Given its reluctance to move while consciously observed, it might be a form of macroscopic quantum mechanics. I found your note, Melori. Kindly count me among this moon's admirers. What is happening when it disappears? I doubt it ceases to exist. Does it move to another location? I believe so. Not only does the moon appear around Brittle Hollow, I can confirm it sometimes orbits Timber Hearth as well. And whoever this was, Anana. Anana, Anana gets the good grade because, yes, it is in fact quantum mechanics. We've learned by now through the playthrough that items or places or things which are caught up in the whole quantum disturbance thing, if you aren't watching them, they will move. If you are watching them, or if they are being watched in some way, they will not move. That's the trick to accessing some places at all. For example, if you look away, but you leave your ship watching the planet with its camera, the planet will not move because it is being watched. Even if it's not being watched by you, it's being watched by the ship. So that's a very cool little puzzle detail. And you can also use your scouts to do the exact same thing. Anyway, I know this is significant, but I can't remember exactly what the deal was. Maybe if we look around, we'll find out. If nothing else, we know that there's a writing wall there that we can bring the scroll from Ash Twin over to. Ooh. Whoa there. Whoa. Oh, what's this? Have we found another astronaut? Must have. Hmm. Chert's research notes. Property of Chert. Clearly the Nomai were making astronomical observations here. They chose an excellent spot. What is this big rotating device for? What was it the Nomai were observing? I'd posit there's something special about the orange symbol on that device. Hal and the new astronaut's translator tool would be nice to have handy about now. And that's that. Where's Chert, though? Let's put this down here. Take this one out, put it over here. Take the new one. Anona, the quantum moon locator is functioning. We have markers for each of the places the moon goes. Anana, Burr, I just observed the quantum moon in orbit around Dark Bramble. I added a marker for Dark Bramble. I thought the moon's locator now accounted for all of the phantom moon's locations, but sometimes the locator can't tell where the moon is. Perhaps there's a problem with the device. It's also possible that there exists a sixth place in this star system to which the phantom moon travels. You have keen eyes, my friend. So this moon travels to a total of 5 locations, not 4. And actually, well, Mellorai there is the bright one this time. You've already learned also that somewhere in the solar system, somehow, there is a 6th location. I wish I could remember the purpose of that thing. Rather important, isn't it? Okay, we'll refuel here with unidentified signal nearby. Frequency, distress beacon. Yeah, it sounds like a distress beacon to me. That's it indeed. This is an untranslated Nomai recording. Anana, we need status reports for all systems. But initial things first, is everyone unharmed? Our escape pod's passengers are afraid, but physically well, Anana. Everyone survived the crash. This is a relief, at least. You have my gratitude. Burr, were you able to find the other escape pod's distress signal? I can hear both signals somewhere in the star system, but I don't believe either of the escape pods crashed on the same planet as us. So that's why this looks familiar. We've been to other escape pods like this. Must be kind of standard issue for the Nomai. Begin flight log. Escape pod 2. Vessel has been mortally injured. Emergency sequence activated. Awaiting departure from vessel. Launching escape pod 3. Now launching escape pod 2. Alert. Collision imminent. Preparing for impact. Scanning external environment. Scan complete. External temperature is prohibitively high. Verdict. Inhospitable. Do not seek shelter on the planet's surface. And the Nomai didn't listen to that and did their own thing per usual. The heart from this star's system's sun is more bearable below the surface. When our escape pod punctured the planet's surface, it broke into what scans show as a cave system with much cooler air. I would recommend we seek a site down there to build a long-term shelter. Anana, but these passages are a maze. Even with this danger, they are still our best chance for survival. We'll form teams and descend into the caves to look for a shelter site. We can mark our findings on the walls to avoid becoming irreversibly lost. Be cautious, everyone. And be aware of the sand as you search. It appears to be rising gradually. So basically we're being told, well, you can go down into these caves, but be warned. Emergency escape hatch. Keep moving, friends. There is nothing of interest at the end of this passage but rocks. And while these rocks are interesting, they can wait until a lesser urgent time. Do not follow this tunnel to its end. Coleus and I will examine the horror that lies at its terminus later, provided we live through this. We found an enormous cavern at the end of this passage. It appears promising. I believe we could construct a long-term shelter there. The cavern Millerai found is a wise choice for a shelter. Could one of you mark the directions for the others to follow? This is the start of the path to the shelter. I left directions to guide you there. Of note, we must hurry, as the pathway there is filled with sand. Do not allow yourself to be buried by sand, and make sure no one is lost. I hear the sand. Of note, this passage leads to breathable air. Refill your supply tank there. We cannot tell how far or deep these tunnels may wind, but do not linger as the area is exposed to the heat of this alien sun. You probably could do it with a refill by now. Man, we need a brighter flashlight. Ooh. What? I have no idea what just happened.
Wow.
But we do at least know where we want to head, which is to that ship. Or rather, to the escape pod from the ship. Thank you, game. Actually, I want to go first to Ashen Twin. I'd like to get that scroll that we saw last time and bring it over there to Ember Twin. Are they gonna take a trip to the sun again? Wondering about that pedestal there with the teleporters. Is that the one we activated? Oh. Most probably it is. Okay, now that our ship is not quite so borked, let's see what we can see around here. I think this is the teleporter that we've been to, the one that just goes up. Yeah. So we're gonna want to look for that Nomai ruin that we saw. You're gonna be using jumping in your jetpack a lot here, so make sure you refill your tank every time you come in. Oh wait, what? What? It pull us back into its atmosphere? This is not my night. there's our astronaut. There's our pilot, ready to get this beauty off the ground. Oh wait, yeah, right. um, Oops, I forgot the whole. I was just wondering if I could speed things along there, but no. We're gonna have to find that bit of information. Whoa, did we just fly right off the plane? I think we did. Okay, so orbit is a little bit, just a touch quick. There we are. Now I may end up switching goals to getting into that Nomai location, despite the apparent getting cookedness, and well, hopefully I can do that and find something cool. And then we'll have to close out the episode because I gotta sleep. Come on, autopilot, man. Can't trust it for 1 minute. And well, here we are in the stars once more, and that's where we're going to end our episode. I hope you guys enjoyed this mini-sode, getting back into the Outer Wilds. I'm looking forward to finally figuring out what the heck is going on here. But beyond that, I hope you're kind of excited for some of the new things I mentioned, the new games we have to stream, and the new kinds of gaming that we'll be streaming as well, which could offer you some new opportunities for ideas on how to socialize and how to find a more accessible, interactive hobby with socialization, I should say, really, and still, remain safe in terms of being at your home, in your setup, which is wherever it needs to be. Um, and there's so much out there being run in terms of online role-playing games for like tabletop, like Dungeons and Dragons and so on, that I feel really comfortable adding it to the channel. And it's not just something on a whim either. I've been a geek all my life, of course, you guys know that. And well, I got to thinking about it after I was thinking about how much I missed second edition Dungeons and Dragons, which was back in the 90s. And yeah, so that kind of led me along, and um, I finally decided, you know what? I think this has some potential. Maybe I can get some help here. And if we were fortunate, we did have help from contributors. We did have help from Smiteworks, and we got like a library going, a very nice little catalog of AD&D books, all the essentials. And if you guys decide that, well, hey, you might be interested in a campaign on my ship, well, just land. No big deal. And you can walk right in, or you should be able to, and help yourself to reading the books. So with that said, this has been JT with Legacy Art Games. And if you enjoyed this video, if you'd like to help Legacy Art Games to become more visible on YouTube and to spread its positive and supportive message about disabled gamers, well, it's easy. All you gotta do is look down a little bit and click the thumbs up like button. And if you really enjoyed what you saw, well, I sure do appreciate it if when people hit that subscribe button too. I don't get any money off of the channel whatsoever, but I really get encouragement out of those subscriptions because, well, it tells me that I'm making something you guys are enjoying, or at least someone is. So that is encouragement. There are other messages here, but I'm going to leave them for next time. So until then, you guys take care. Stay safe. I hope you have had, good luck with the whole COVID thing. Here in Florida, it's COVID and hurricanes, and then more COVID. But what can you say except that's what it is for right now. Anyway, You guys have a wonderful night. I will see you tomorrow with something or other. We'll see. I'm still thinking about Spirit Fair. Um, and then we will go on. So, well, that was a very elaborate way of saying goodbye, everyone, and good night from JT at Legacy Art Games.